So hey guys, today we're going to be showing off Unchained Altergeist, and honestly, this deck is so inconsistent, it's borderline unplayable, but whatever. So here we'll grab uh, uh, any of the Unchained traps, doesn't matter too much. Prefer Escape here because we'll just set it again later, but yeah. This took an obscene amount of time just to roll a playable hand, because there's so many conditions that need to be met, but there's some cool synergy, so thought I'd show it off. So here we have Marionetter. Doesn't really do anything here. I guess we can just normal summon Marionetter. And we're going to also want to ditch Marionetter, I guess. What we say here doesn't really matter, so we'll just set Protocol, I guess. We'll set the other trap later, so it genuinely doesn't matter. Okay. Now we put Melisseek on the field, and Marionetter is just going to also be here, I guess. So we just really have to be careful of Unchained because it has a Fiend lock, so we just have to do all of our Altergeist stuff now. And these are all spellcasters, which means if we commit too hard into the Unchained stuff first, then we get locked out the Altergeist stuff, so just something to be aware of, I guess. Let's see. This special summons in any position, so that's a thing. But we're just going to ignore this Marionetter and do this line as it was intended, so the idea is mostly for us to put Meluseek onto the field, but yeah. Hextia. Okay, and from here, we go Sharvara effect. This will Fiend lock us temporarily. We pop Escape. Special summon Sorama. From here, we're going to break the Fiend lock by linking off these two. Promethean Princess trigger, or we'll be able to use Promethean Princess's effect after to bring back Hextia, and then we'll be able to continue from there, I guess. Here we want to add Pukri. Set a card. I guess it's just this, right? Vulnerable Chamber. Bring back Hextia. And then the idea, well, since we have Marionetter, we can just link off Marionetter here, but the general idea with this line is that we're linking off Hextia and kind of relinking Hextia with the Pukri. And then this will trigger. And then from here, we chill for a bit, more or less, after we get rid of the Promethean Princess, to kind of break our lock here. Linking off. I guess here we can just link off the Marionetter, keep the Link Rebo. What arrows does this have? That's fine. Okay. Now from here, we have to be very careful of the lock. So we go Sarama effect, for sure. And we're going to reset a card, so I guess it'll be Escape. Pop a card. This one. Trigger this. And then this will allow us to special summon a card. So it should be Shayama. We're not locked. Effect. Pop. And Blue L. Destroy another. One of our back row. No. That's optional. So now we can use this effect to bring back Hextia. Then we just have to be a little bit careful of zone placement after this, I think. But from here, we go into Adminia. And now with Adminia, we can set Manifestation. And this is Altergeist combo here, more or less. Then from here, we go into Yama, I believe. Wait, do we go into Yama? What does Yama do for us here? We can add an Unchained card to do what with? Pretty much nothing. So I guess Soul Rage. And we have to summon to the right zone, specifically. And then we have like a billion different interactions here. And Shayama for next turn. So this might not look like much, but this does a lot. So I'm going to play this in a way that uses all the interactions as much as possible. So we'll just chill here for a bit. We need our opponent to controlling monster first. Just any monster, it doesn't really matter what. Okay. And then from here, we go Manifestation 1. Extia. And then we can go Adminia effect. So this could net us an additional spell trap negate, technically. In some cases, but we'll just do it like this, I guess. It doesn't really matter. So now we can summon to either this zone or this zone to point to either Adminia or Nessie. It doesn't really matter that much. I guess we'll get this off the field, Adminia. I think it's technically not better here, but whatever. Our arrows are kind of funky. Yep. Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter because we have Protocol. And we need a target for Protocol, so yeah. Okay. And we also have Promethean Princess, which we don't want to activate yet because we haven't used Hextia. At any time we can link this off for SP, whatever our opponent has here. We have a Spell Trap Negate here as well. We have a Monster Negate here with Protocol. Escape of the Unchained here for a pop. Not really optimal to do so though, at the moment. Looks like somehow our opponent's bricked here. But whatever. Oh, this was made before SP. But that's fine because we added back Kukri to our hand, so we can just discard Kukri. And we also get to draw a card, so it's not that terrible. We could co-link Tartar though, I think, maybe. No, not really. Okay. Why were they trying to go battle? I'm so confused. Okay. And yeah, we just have like a billion interaction here. Trying to attack into Link Revo here, that's fine. Doesn't really change much. We just need Link Revo to adjust the position of Adminia. Oh no, it's co-linked with Adminia, that's hilarious. What is the co-link effect on this? Okay. Well, I guess if I can't destroy it, there's no real point to this. And anyways, when we pop Hextia with Promethean Princess, that also gives us some follow-up. There's also, of course, Blue Whale's effect to pop. Just hidden in this, like, sea of confusion. This really precise combo that ends on a pretty mid-end board, considering, like, what we actually end on in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Or just in general, or at the moment. Yeah. But yeah. All of the steps and hurdles here that we have to do to get this like moderate synergy with basically Promethean Princess, well, utilizing the fact that Hexia is a fire, and then we have Embla Whale, which we need to get Promethean Princess off the field. We're utilizing the fact that Embla Whale has an effect when we pop it to resummon the Hexia. That's the main gist of this combo, and main idea here with this is that we're going to go like effective Adminia. We're going to be able to like snatch steal something our opponent has, and then we also have the idea of using manifestation to bring back Hexia, so we have a spell trap negate, and that's basically all the Altergeist stuff does. And the hoops and hurdles we have to jump through to do this is because all of the Altergeist extra deck monsters allow you only to use Altergeist monsters for your extra deck summoning, so we have to jump through hoops and hurdles to put multiple Altergeist monsters onto the field, because the Altergeist monsters themselves actually somewhat struggle to put Adminia onto the field. So in terms of one card combos, you have actually no way of putting a single Adminia on the field. So if we look at it from a context of pure Altergeist, what can you actually end on? Literally just Hexia Pass, depressingly enough. So you're only able to play Altergeist, essentially, when you have a minimum of 2 cards in your hand. But also, even if you do have 2 cards in your hand, that dies to a single interruption of like any kind would be terrible. So let's just go over a few. DD Crow, Ash Blossom Joe Spring, Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Droll and Lockbird. List goes on. Basically every hand trap under the sun. Nibiru. Yeah. Every single hand trap obliterates your 1 or 2 card combo, and you end on more or less nothing. But if we were able to run this with something else, the payoff is still somewhat mid. But hey, at least we're able to somewhat play Altergeist. I guess that's the benefit. The synergy on this one, and just like how Unchained doesn't play that well with other decks, especially ones that are not Fiend decks. Yeah, the payoff for this isn't as good as like, well, or not just the payoff, but the consistency as well is not as good as Memento Geist. There's also the idea of there being level 1 monsters, so we can play where Arfthau. So when we special summon the Memento skeleton guy, the goblin, wait, Memento goblin something, but whatever that guy's name is, you can just use Where Art Thou for a little bit more consistency to get Meluseek, because Meluseek is legitimately the only really good starter with Altergeist. Aside from that, like, in terms of normal summon, you have like normal summon Meluseek, try to do a combo, or normal summon Marionette for a Solemn Strike, I guess, with Altergeist Protocol, but still only 1 interaction, which is really depressing. So yeah, Unchained Altergeist, it works in the sense that it's possible. But if we do a test hand real quick, I'll tell you whether the hand's playable or not. Just play this as purely, I guess, Unchained. Nothing really changes here. Here, you have nothing in regards of the Unchained card, so this is dead, 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 all 3 dead. And this card actually sucks. I don't remember why I have this in this list. I think I was just not bothering to optimize the list too much, and I just didn't really have anything really worth putting in here, so yeah, I mean, this just becomes a Meluseek because of the 1-for-1. So realistically, this entire hand, I only have 1 actual useful card, being 1-for-1. So hot nothing. And then this is just play this as like purely Unchained, probably. Now you can normal summon Marionette, sending Pukri, and this is actually somewhat combo. It's just not that good in my opinion. I don't remember what that ends on, but yeah. It gets somewhere at least. How far does that get? Actually, think it's somewhat far. You can at least get into Adminia. This is really bland in the sense that you're just doing the Altergeist 1-card combo, and then you just do the Unchained combo, and that's basically it. Because there's no like way to utilize this synergy I set up before, because Aruha locks you into fiends, and these guys are spellcasters, so you can't really do much after resolving Aruha. So yeah, I mean, for fun, in like a solo mode, I guess like the combo's doable. Outside of that, not really. Well, the Memento one doesn't have like a lock, so it's a little closer to being kind of playable. The main issue with that is that with the Altergeist cards, you have to open like specific starters, so it's mostly going to be Meluseek, which you have better access to with Where Art Thou. But then to do your Memento combo without a normal summon, you need at least 2 Memento cards, making it a 3-card combo. But you know, it doesn't necessarily die to 1 interruption, because you can still do like the Altergeist 1-card combo if your Memento stuff gets interrupted. If your Altergeist stuff gets interrupted, you just end on the Memento end board. So yeah, that's the general idea here. But yeah, there's a lot we could say that I've said before, but you know, just in general, these Altergeist cards just suck. Like, they really suck. I don't know how many different ways I could explain it, but well, let's go over a few. So Multi-Faker locks you, and even though Multi-Faker does lock you, it is a rather insane lock. But even if Multi-Faker did not lock you, your extra deck, they're completely non-generic. So you can only use archetypal cards to make them. And just to show you guys real quick, even DD isn't this harsh. So if we go to right here, Ghost King Alexander, it only requires a DD tuner. If we go to Clovis, they made this a little bit more loose as well. This doesn't even require a DD monster anymore. But, you know, Adminia does. If we go to Wave Hiking Caesar, only Fiend monsters required. So if this said, for example, Spellcasters, you know, that'd be the equivalent. And this says 2 level 10 Fiend monsters, so this is technically kind of generic. This one requires 2 level 8, so non-generic. This one requires only DD monsters, which is fine. This one requires a non-tuner DD monster. But, you know, it's a little bit more lax, allowing you to kind of, quote-unquote, splash things in, or utilize certain cards in certain ways to do some things. So with Siegfried, I could make this with using Gamma as my tuner, and then a non-tuner DD. So like, I don't know, Clovis, for example. I could use Clovis plus Siphon Gear Gamma to make Siegfried, and that would be fine, right? Then we have this, just 2 level 5 monsters, completely generic to make, but the fact, all of the effects here, they're not really usable unless you're playing DD, and you also have some DD locks and whatnot in DD, right? So yeah, that's the general thing with DD, I guess, where it plays really well with itself, but not super well with other decks. So that's how that goes, I guess. But even then, your locks aren't as harsh, because the lock on DD isn't for full turn. So if I activate, for example, Gamma, and then I make Siphon Gear Omega, that's perfectly fine, right? I'll still be able to do all my DD stuff. But then with like Altergeist, if I were to resolve Gamma, I wouldn't then be able to resolve Multi-Faker, because it has like a branded fusion level lock on it. So yeah, it's pretty terrible, I would say, overall. And you know, low-key, just going to throw this out here, because why not, I guess. If they do ban DDD Dude on King Kelly, you guys don't even really ever use this card, but if they do, yeah, I do get 90 UR points. Raid Raptor players slacking, I guess, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.